Hey everyone, another FSD 12.5.4 drive. This is going to be a compilation of several clips that I've put together focused around lane changes and FSD's decisions around lane changes. Some good, some bad. I'll highlight the good ones and the bad ones in this video. So upcoming here, we're going to encounter a good lane change where I wasn't even aware that there was a parked van up ahead, and FSD proactively moved to the next lane to avoid the stopped traffic. So we'll see up ahead when this is going to happen. We have a Waymo to our left, and we have a cable car coming down the cross street. So if anyone can guess where this is, a cable car in the city. So let's see the good lane change up ahead, and then throughout the video I'll have some bad lane change decisions from FSD. So moving along right here, everything is good. So after this intersection, we'll have the FSD proactively move over to avoid a stopped van. So FSD 12.5.4.2.1, I believe, is now out for all cars that are not Cybertruck. Cybertruck is on FSD 12.5.5, which has the end-to-end highway, which we don't have yet. So here we go. Moving off of a red light, FSD executes a lane change, and oh, there is the reason. There is a stop van there. So I honestly didn't even see that van. So if I was driving manually, I probably would have initiated the lane change after the car in front of me moved to the next lane. And then here is an example of it not reacting proactively. So there's two sets of cars that are stopped, and FSD actually didn't do anything until after the lead car in front of us moved out, and then FSD signaled to move to the next lane. So a good and a bad in the same block. So I'll speed through some of the boring scenes here where there isn't any challenge to FSD. We'll notice this yellow cab taxi in front of us is moving in and out of our lane and not going anywhere further or faster. That's just the way folks drive in the city. So want to highlight a lane decision, a wrong lane decision here. And we'll see upcoming that FSD will cross the intersection into a bus lane, a bus and taxi lane. While if you notice closely on the lane markings in the intersection, it actually moves to the left a little bit. So if FSD were to follow the lane marking, it would not go into the bus lane. So I've encountered several of these interactions with FSD where going through the intersection, it sort of gets confused as to which lane it should take. So we'll see after this, again, this taxi moves in front of me. So this is the intersection. So when we get a green here, you'll see that FSD will remain in the rightmost lane. And notice on the lane markers on the road in the intersection is going to the left a little bit, right? So it's following the yellow cab, and the car is in front of us into that bus and taxi lane. So obviously I disengaged and moved into the proper lane. So I'm not sure if FSD was just looking at the lead car or if it's looking at the lanes configuration. So it needs to do better there, I think. Because there was another video I had where through the intersection, FSD actually went into another lane without signaling or without anything. Right? So that's something that FSD should not do. And speaking of bad decisions in lane changes, upcoming we'll have a clip where FSD is sort of uncertain and undecided what it wants to do, and you'll see a car to my left here wants to cut in front of me. FSD slows down, hesitates, and then steps on the accelerator. So if I was that red car on the left of me, that was not something natural, and seems to be a little bit provocative, right? In toying with their attempt to lane change. So I don't think that's a good scenario to be in. That's how road rages happen, right? So, and moving along here, we'll see if anything exciting happens. Okay, so this upcoming decision that FSD makes, so if you look in the navigation, we're going straight. FSD decides to take the left lane, signals and moves into the left lane. If it's looking at map data, it should know that the two left lanes actually are left turn lanes, and we can't go straight, right? Or the furthest left lane is left turn only. So it decides to make the lane change into that lane, and at the end it needed to come back out. So I know FSD is vision only, but it should utilize the map data to plan the route ahead. So this is the lane. It made the left turn, the left change into the left lane, and you'll see at the last moment it realized that this is a left turn only lane and it needed to come back out. So if there were a lot of traffic, it would have been really difficult to make the lane change back into the proper lane. So this is another instance where the decision making of FSD is not very good. So you can see that left lane there would have been forced to make a left turn. So moving along, fast forward to speed through the boring parts. So all in all, I would say that FSD is not ready for fully autonomous driving. You can see there's decisions that it makes that are not very natural and human-like. So we have a stop sign here. Notice the steering wheel here when we're taking this roundabout. right here, jerky. So it did 3 quick jolts of the steering wheel. And I noticed that I've encountered that several times in turns, that steering wheel sort of just jerks several times. And you can't really see in the video, but the car, you can actually feel it jerk, several times. So it wasn't very smooth. So this clip, you'll see that FSD is making some lane changes right here. So it signaled to lane change while there was a car right there. You can see on the screen. The car backed off and FSD didn't take it, so the car pulled ahead. And it signaled right when the car was exactly right next to us. That's not something I would do, because if the driver was paying attention, they'll notice that I signaled right when they approached side by side. And we'll have another scenario up here coming up in the same clip, the same drive right here, where it essentially made a left turn, or initiated a left turn very aggressively when the car was right next to me. So you can see it did that again. So that white car moved up, but we signaled right when it was exactly side by side. I personally wait to signal, and let's take a look at this right here. Whoops. FSD signals side by side immediately right there. And if you look ahead, that was unnecessary. So you can see my hand, I was actually going to disengage. But I essentially cut off that white SUV there unnecessarily. And again, this is how road rage happens. So right here we have a FSD again taking a left turn only lane. When you look at the navigation, we're actually supposed to go straight, right? We're going straight, but it went into the left turn only lane, so I had to disengage to move out. So all in all, you can see there are several drives, several clips of decision making from FSD, either not using map data or just not following map data, right? So whatever the case is, that should not happen. It's nowhere near ready for fully unsupervised FSD drive, in my opinion. This is just several clips or scenarios where I've seen, but almost every drive I have in the city, FSD makes some sort of error where it would disrupt the flow of traffic, or have people not expect what the car is going to do. So that's not good. I don't personally think FSD is ready for robotaxi, not even near. But we see other videos where people have perfect drives. So I'm not saying they're not having perfect drives. All I'm saying is possibly they're not showing some of the videos where they don't have perfect drives. Anyways, thanks for watching, and you'll notice that I will provide honest and true experiences with FSD, and I will not hide anything that it does wrong. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.